Hey everyone, Nicola Light here. Are you getting body reactions to getting downloads? What are downloads in the first place? So I want to talk about that and the body alignment and reactions of that. What might you be experiencing? Okay. As you are healing through your journey, you will be moving through different body alignments. And your body will get into this like, well, what's going on? Because your mind will be connecting to the body and thinking like, what's going on? It's a little bit different to ascension symptoms where you start getting a little bit of pain. But what we're going to talk about today, and we bring some light codes in as well to have a bit of backup of information from higher self. But what we want to talk about today is the good side of the reactions of the physical body, and to recognize within that good side of that you are actually ascending is what is it that you can actually expect. Okay. Are you excited for it? Listen to the whole of this video all the way through from the tipsy tip top to the bitsy ditsy bitsy botsy beanie pink bikini bottoms. I don't know why I said that, but it might have some sort of relevance. I never know with higher self. Sort of comes forward, interacts with my ego, and then there's Nicola standing in the middle, just presenting this content and thinking like, what are you saying? Being authentic all the way. Here I am. I am of service. Check out all my other videos. Check out my website. I've got all my details on all my retreats. Honestly, go and have a look at those. I've got my new page on my website, which is nicolalight.com. Go and have a look on there. If you get distracted on this video and you come out of the video, go and have a look at nicolalight.com. It's got a link there to the retreats. If you want to go deep, go to Portugal with me in May. All right. Go to Portugal in May, because that's where I'm going to be like really getting into the deepy dippy doos with you all. So consider that. And all the other beautiful places that we got to go to, especially oh my god, Turkey. And I've got things for next year, so I'm terribly excited. But let's get on with the particular subject that we have today. And I've was sort of like asking higher self, just as I was preparing a little bit of dinner and as it's cooking, human life and all that. I was like, what am I going to talk about today? Because it's a Monday. And I'm like, go and have a check in on your book, The Human Handbook for Human Ascension. It's The Only Way is Up. And it says Inner Light Wisdom by Nicola Light. There you go. If you haven't got your copy already, go and get it. It's on Amazon. It's absolutely amazing. And it goes into the depths of energy awareness and helps you move through the emotional pain and baggage and all of that, and the understanding of yourself from so many different perspectives. Holds a big energy in here as well. So you'll get your downloads of data as a result of moving through into the book. But the one key thing that I want to talk about today, which is like, okay, I plucked it out, found this page, is about body reactions. So the things that I want to talk about is the allowance of eye flutters as a common response to receiving codes from higher levels of consciousness. It can be called a downloaded experience. So I want to go into that particular part of the book. It's actually on page 78 for those who have got the book. And if you have got the book, please leave a review. If you haven't done, please consider doing so. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but just consider all of this, okay, as it's presented by the universe. This is a little information that comes in. You're like, okay, I don't know why I'm getting this, but what is it? Am I going to engage in this? And here you are with me now. So boom shakalaka. Okay, right. So body reactions and the ascension process with the embodied state. Ascension symptoms is over here. That's a little bit of pain. That's a little bit of oof. That's the emotional stages of really going into the depths of you. I want to look this way because I haven't spoken a lot about this at all. And I don't know whether people out there are speaking about it. But hey, I'm going to be presenting with some codes to assist you with understanding the good sides of getting downloads and experiencing. But it can also be a little bit weird to experience. And as I sort of work on my one-to-ones with people and they're getting these upgrades, they're like, whoa, this is really amazing. It's almost like a roller coaster ride that the universe sort of brings us. And these are things that aren't necessarily in our common space, you know, that we do this, we do that on our everyday. But as we're starting to open the energetic field up, we're starting to get these little things that come in that are a little bit weird, but they are good weird, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's check in with higher self, get my slippers off, and see if I can get into some sort of connection to bring this information forward for you. It is all about a perception of reality that we exist upon the planet. And as we go into an understanding for the ego mind to catch up, which what is coming in for our experience, there is a 5 sensory perception of reality that allows us to go deeper into our connection to the divine light that all that is. And it is a physical reaction, but our ego, as I just said, has a little bit of a lagging in the experience, because at a deeper level of understanding, you know this is going to happen. All right? This is inevitable that we will be experiencing these things, but the human mind that stands over here goes like, but it's to see it that it is the expansion into your energetic field and your sensory perception that then gives you the gifts and talents that come in. Okay, when I work with my groups, I mean, honestly, the wand workshop that I did the other day was so amazing. We downloaded esoteric tools and released all this junk, and we downloaded all this stuff, you know, staffs, globes, orbs, wands. It was crazy good, but it's like a beautiful treasure hunt that we go through as we start to connect with our multidimensionality and all of this, but it gets a bit sci-fi and it gets a little bit weird. Okay, so just know this. The main thing that I found that when it started to happen for me is I started to get in flutters behind my closed eyelids, and my tootsie toes started to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And that to me was like, what the is going on? Because I had shoes on at the time and my toes just wanted to wiggle, wiggle. So I took them off and then sat there, and they just literally started to code in their own way. And so the energy then, if it's running down the central column of light, splitting at the hips, running down, just like the hands, if your hands come online and start to wiggle, 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 the energy is getting down through the heel for the healing journey, out through the foot meridians, out to the tootsie toes, which is the extremities of the physical body, as well as if you start moving these beautiful babies, it's an extension of the arms from the heart center that's expanding, and it expands out and then wants to be expressed, not just through the expression of coding through voice, but also through coding of the physical energetic field itself. So if you're getting these symptoms, know that it is absolutely normal from my perspective anyway. But as you're going through it, you're like, oh my freaking God, what's happening to me now? I had a call with a lady the other day. I'm speaking quite quick for some reason, but I don't know why, but it is just the way it is. So I hope that this isn't too quick in my speaking. So there's ego adjustment coming in here. But anyway, spoke to this beautiful lady the other day, and she was like, I feel like somebody's working on my head. And she was very emotional. And I was like, oh God. And I get it. Sometimes we get these sort of like adjustments in our energetic field. You should have seen me yesterday. Oh my God. I was in my front room. Everybody was out of the house, thankfully. And I was booing my eyes out, releasing a big shard of energy through me. And now look at me. I'm feeling like topsy, topsy, top. I feel like I'm, what's she on type energy. It's opened my energetic field as I released it. So all of that doom and gloom shoving out of the junk, you then bring in that higher perspective, but also that affects the physical energetic field. and your awareness of your sensory perception. So we tap into this. Oh my God, my crown is starting to move about a little bit, and I start to feel like somebody's working on my energy at night. And when I sit in meditation, my eyes are starting to flutter, and oh my God, my toes have got a little feeling of their own to actually express themselves, and the face starts to do this sort of thing, and the jaw starts to jut out, and then you get ringing in the ears. These are all good symptoms for your ascension journey, right? I've had a lot of fairies come out the portal over here, so you might see some all day long. They've been flying at the camera, so I do hope that they join us, and I think that's the energy that's about me today. It's it's really like, woo. Let me see. Da. Giamoko bakianto kamasyu bakiatan boko bakiatan akiatan amasyu bakiatan. This is what I talk about in the book itself as well. The other thing, so as you look into here on page 79, the next page, it also talks about self-activation with the observation during these downloads. Okay, so you might activate yourself if you've hit the tick box a button for your activation of your light codex. So you're starting to adjust your own energetic field through your own code. Then that should be just observed, because when you get a download from your self-activation, you also get some other little things that come in. So you'll get these sort of like little sort of movements of the neck. So the top of the spinal column will start to want to correct itself, because what we're doing is we're adjusting the jawline. So that jutting of energy through here and the screwing up of the face activates that central column of light to allow the energy to move up through the body from the lower body to the upper body. So all of this, I'm starting to slow down in my speech now. Can you hear it? So all of this is adjusting the chakra connection to the nape of the neck and connecting to the central column of light running down the spinal column in physicality. Okay, I'm not going to look at any more of the book, but go and have a look. Pop it on your shelf, just put it under your pillow. You'll get all the data from, you'll sponge it in. Anyhow, I get that. You will find yourself standing in different spaces where you are also corrected to be. So it's like, I need to go here for some reason. That an ascension symptom of that is you're starting to move with the universe to where it is that you need to physically land. So, you might be drawn to Portugal or Turkey or some of the retreats that I'm running, and you'll be like, oh, I've got to, like, oh, I don't know why I've got to go there, or like, the synchronicities of this video that might then like trigger you into an awareness. So the universe is trying to speak through you, which is an ascension journey physically. Okay, so that we anchor all that you are through all time and space. You collect yourself back up again like Pokemon, and you join up with all these beautiful gifts and talents. So you embody it. And sometimes there will be this uffy type of ascension symptom, but on the other side, you'll get the symptoms also, which will be more of a joyful journey and a little bit more surprising in the tootsie toes, shifting about, etc. And you might want to move the physical body and the energetic coherence with the heart to the solar plexus that brings in more of a childlike charm. This sort of angelic and fey energy might start to come in. So you start getting a little bit silly, and it's sort of that sort of, because we're so serious as adults. Let's bring in this energy that is igniting and healing the inner child resonance of energy. It sits inside of us, this core within inside of ourselves, so you'll get more bliss. Now, as an ascension symptom, I think that's actually a bit of a plus rather than not. Putting my slippers back on now. And it's that awareness is that as you're doing your inner work to get rid of it all, create space, download your data. Physical data might be a zoop in the ear, or it might feel like a literal flow state. This is what I'm talking about with the eyes fluttering. Within my understanding and perception of it, is I feel that my eyes are pulling in data into my halo and pulling it in, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it in, and the eyes are processing it into third eye projection inside. That is where the wisdom starts to come in. That is where you start to then grow with the expansion of it. So then you're like, ooh, I don't know how I know that, but I just know it. That energy where you would write a book literally because you just want to get a pen and paper out because you just had a download of data. You've got to create the space to go over the beautiful bridge into that creation mode, but the body will still need to adjust to get to that pace. Okay. If you look at my 8 program, if you're new on the journey, on my website, it talks about all of this information that you need to know. It goes all the way through the journey from the 8 steps, from 1 to 8, believe it or not. And it takes you through the whole journey of what to expect. It's foundational information. Okay, so that might be useful for you to have a look at as well. There is a little bit of information on the back of the book, which has got some notes in it as well, note pages where you can go in, and they give you some tasks there on the 8 program. I'll show you it. It's really pretty. Look, isn't that lovely? I had these codes actually done for me by a beautiful star sister, soul sister called Desiree, and she's beautiful. So the 8 program is a little bit of information within the book about the 8 program, and you can then get the playlist by going on my website, nicolalight.com. So today, overall, the information that I've given here is this. If you're drawn to do something, go do it. Take action upon it, okay? Because there is no more time for mucking about. Your physical body will start to go through ascension symptom upgrades, which are joyous to experience, but be really, really weird for the ego to experience it itself. As the physical body starts to hold more light, it will start to want to do this and that. You'll get the dippy doos that will go deep down and dirty without sort of suppressing the energy of emotional states. But when you come up, you're going to have these beautiful, innocent, joyous experiences that will naturally organize themselves. So know that if your hands, your feet, your breath, you feel like your energy is being tinkered about with by your team, you'll start to move into those realities. You'll start getting energy that comes in around you. You feel that there's a presence, this pure heart presence. All of these beautiful ascension symptoms will come in as you move through the journey of it. So more of a positive energy pulse today for you all. I created all that space yesterday, and now I feel like I'm flying, beautiful, angelic. And the ferry's not shown up, which is a little bit annoying. But anyway, but that's okay. It's not annoying at all. But it is, but it isn't, but it is, but it isn't, but it is, but it isn't, but it is. It is annoying. So from me, Nicola Light, quite an impactful video here for you today to have a little look at. I hope that it allows you to deepen into allowing your eyes to flutter, your neck to start to crick to the side, your hands to wiggle, and also your toes. Let the body do its thing. Okay, take care everyone, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye now.